But, you know, into the Scion, you're not going to be able to put that much lane pressure on. It's going to be fairly safe up there, especially if Gideon helps babysit the top lane. As, okay.
Whoa, really? Okay.
Vladimir.
So Vlad into, I would assume this is the mid lane.
I think it's the mid lane, yeah, into Zoe. It's kind of awkward, though, because if you get slept, you lose a lot of the power in your kit. It looks like it is going to be in top lane. And we can lane swap with this, too, so...
I didn't have it in my mind that Dove was like a Scion player, you know?
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about how this is going to all go down. It's very stable in terms of just laning, but his decision-making around rotations, like when they're going to try to take Rift Herald fights against this Aatrox comp, like you can't be indecisive. Thorin can play him pretty well here.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll have to see how this one goes down.
He's actually
back and forth. Yeah, looks like they want to rotate down. We do have the Prio from Closer from the mid lane who is going to rotate on in. Zeus looking to get this one going as the flash will come out, and more trading in the bottom side is going to force the flash from Zeus as well.
T1's just winning on all parts of the map right now. Observer's trying to keep up. And this is the power that you have with an Aatrox around skirmishes, too. Like, you're very happy to take that exchange.
Oh, man. Keria is actually going to miss that one, but Teddy gets the auto down, and it is going to be the kill. So, regardless, the play works. He won, and they are just dumpstering this bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, unfortunately, a bad start that just goes from bad to worse. And, I mean, the Lantern's out early. They want more.
They're really trying to make this happen. They get the flash away, and the Chompers there are going to lock Teddy down. And now Rel's coming in. Teddy trying to flash for the kill, and, well, sometimes you get a little bit too overzealous, and that was an overstepping. Well, yeah, we have this Infernal Drake first, and you can see that T1 are trying to set it up after taking the blue. A really nice play comes in, but this is Scion mid again. Keria is going to get clawed out here, but huge damage comes out from Teddy. The sleep as well from the Lilia. Ellen is getting in there, able to execute Zeus, and is looking for more. Teddy in the back line just shelling out damage like a turret at this point. Hybrid not able to get away from this. The double kill goes to Teddy, one to Elim, and they do convert on the play.
I mean, this is a really good play from Keria. It looks silly at the beginning of the fight because he's alone and he gets caught.
Lilia has a fun time with the Rift Herald, so kind of just trade out these first two objectives. T1 get their choice of it. Elim will choose the Rift Herald multiple times in a row. Yeah, I think maybe the item's the problem, not the champion.
That's going to be a mid-turret.
They just have insane siege. Like, from ahead, Aphelios Zoe is just laughing at Scion. Looks like, you know, you're talking about rotations. Maybe going up to the top side is Keria and Teddy. At least they want to respond to this dive. As the wave is totally cleared out and the Lantern is ready, can he click it is the question. He doesn't even want to click it. They want to turn it around. The three of them couldn't do any damage to that Aatrox. The Lilia trifecta, where you get the two masks and you get the Zhonya's, and you're just like, oh, I can finally breathe easy now. I have everything I ever could have wanted in this game, and I'm kind of just unkillable, and I do crazy things in team fights. And Elim is certainly accelerating his way there.
It's just not enough proactivity here for KT Rolster with the comp they chose.
Yeah, they've kind of just been doing this thing where they are just sitting back and
doing this thing called not doing anything.
Not really doing anything. Yeah.
They play like old, you know, SK Telecom T1, just take small advantages around the map. But it does give some variance to the later game, like you were talking about. So this is a turret trade I think you'll take as T1.
Yeah, the macro decision here, I guess, is to trade turrets. KT don't even get the turret. Plus, now their inhibitor turret is taking damage. They're trying to circle around now and maybe get a flank with Zeus out of position. But Zeus has TP, and I think T1 would be happy to take a 5v5 right now.
They definitely will.
KT looking to get in. That's a really nice engage from Zeus. They're getting onto Closer. Zeus in the front line trying to get onto Hybrid, but he cannot. They have found Doran, though, and that is going to be pretty massive. And the sustainability of the Aatrox is just too much. There's not enough damage right now on the side of KT to break through that. And Doran gets caught out, and that's going to be a good team fight win for T1.
Nerfs or no, in a fight like this, you're going to get a lot of value out of Gordrick or Sterox. I mean, that's a huge power spike he's hit here, and he's so difficult to kill in these moments that he's got this insane frontlining going on that cuts Doran off as he's trying to flank and turn the fight. He's picked first, and Dove goes down. The damage output is already so high here for T1. in these mid-game skirmishes.
With the turret trade and the rotation there. But now they're in a really awkward spot where, again, the siege is really good from the side of T1. They have the Baron now.
Multiple cannon minions with the buff, just sieging this down. Zeus rotates over mid, so this is just going to be 2 inhibitor turrets very likely going down. That's best case scenario for KT Rolster. Like, it could be even worse if they get picked. If anyone dies, the game just ends potentially, so you have to be so careful with how you deal with this as KT. I think you just have to be willing to lose inhibitors and wait this out, because I don't think you turn a fight here. Look at Doran.
Yeah. You just got to sit back, let the inhibitors go down, and try to wait and scale up. But they're actually going to go ahead and try to force a fight. We're going to have the trouble on to the Vladimir, who is basically just going to die right from the get-go. Before he even gets to press his buttons, he even gets ignited and has to run away.
Pretty easy to hit that on someone who is in teleport animation and comes straight out of it. Great sleep, denying any sort of flank potential, and that will be 2 inhibitors for T1 here to turn this. And on their way out, they're going to grab Soul Point. This game is very clean from T1 right now. This is what you want to see if you're a T1 fan. The composition is being utilized correctly, and they've been taking only the fights that are worth big objectives. Zeus is actually trying to flank here instead of for a big Magnet Storm. That could be how it starts.
Hybrid kind of gets caught out here. He's also got the sleep coming in. He is just in the back getting slept here, and Sion is ulting away. In goes Doran, and down he goes. Yeah, he's just dead. So
that's the end of it.
T1's coming in. Sound the trumpets. They're actually getting a win here as they're running down KT down the mid lane. Gonna flash on top of Hybrid as he had no chance there. The Udyr still running as he has been this entire game. And that is going to be game number 1. Really just a big win here for T1. Taking down the first game and taking down the Nexus.
Very much a quiet game. I feel like KT Rolster's biggest weakness this season has been drafts that lack theme, right? And look at the damage here, 2.8 thousand. Sure, it was a fairly short game, but look at what Lily is able to do counter-wise. Look at the Aatrox damage here as well versus Doran. This composition had an identity for T1. They controlled the bottom side of the map, put their energy, put their resources into Teddy, and then used him to roam around the map and actually control those later Drake fights, the Baron fight. And unfortunately, KT Rolster had a draft that struggled in lane, and then Udyr didn't help anybody out. Udyr wasn't actually constantly harassing the top lane and putting kill pressure onto the Aatrox, and this ended up being a jungle that farmed items that never became useful.
Yeah, if you're going to draft basically 3 losing lanes, you know, or a couple lanes that are pretty passive or just kind of go even and are kind of bleh. Lining up a late game front to back comp, but with the Gangplank, you don't really have much tankiness, right? You just bring in more scaling and more damage, and we'll see how that works out. If you get behind, I think you're not going to be enjoying this game.
No, definitely not. But if you get ahead, this composition can be extremely oppressive. You know, you have the Lilia who can hit really aggressive ganks in the mid lane with the Azir, so the closer's going to have to play the Zoe a little bit more carefully. Some gank timings there. Post 6. Leona has really strong follow-up lockdown, long-range lockdown as well to set up for some of those fights. As it will be actually the set to come through here, which is actually kind of terrifying to think about. And it has a lot of potential to turn some ganks around post 6 in the bottom side of the map. It's a really interesting composition that we're seeing here from KT. It's very much a comp that's going to scale well to the late game if we get there, but if they have a rocky mid-game that route to the end part of the game where, you know, you do get to see that Azir scale up, the Gangplank damage to come through, Lilia getting her items online. If you have a rocky path there and you end up falling behind, in the driver's seat, a lot of pressure, top and mid, to bring this game back and bring us to a third. Lilia's going to have in that longer skirmish too. Got to be careful of the set, though.
Oh, the Aftershock is gone, and yeah, the Cannon Barrage comes in. Hybrid is really trying to get on top of Teddy. He's got a level on him right now as well. Although Keria is getting in there and dueling with Zeus, that's going to be Hybrid 1v1ing Teddy on the opposite side of that trade. The flash is flashed away from as Zeus styles on him, and now Hybrid's got a double kill.
Easy peasy, and I think you're taking that Drake now for sure if you're KT Rolster. Because he isn't ready to do that maximum damage right away. Okay, this is pretty long range. Not going to be the steal nor impactful damage, but cool idea. Kind of peculiar. take that first objective. It's a Cloud Drake, so not too valuable, but what it gives you is...
yeah. Carrier's trying to get on in there, and yes, it looks fancy, but there were still minions up, even through the ultimate damage. So it wasn't enough to just burst, take it down. We have no challenges that have come out, as Hybrid maybe this time around did overstep his boundaries. We do have the Cannon Barrage coming through, and actually the damage is just barely not there to take Hybrid, as they did not want to fight through that Gangplank ultimate.
Look at all the vision KT have on this river too. They knew that that, for example, Closer wasn't going to know that the rotation was coming up in the middle of in the mid lane where he was roaming up. Now they're going to get all these extra plates on the bottom side. Despite all the vision here on the Drake, KT just not making any plays for it. A whole turret goes down.
It comes down to a lot of the way that it traded out, right? You know, they get the 2 kills, but it's like, well, now we got it back. Now, either we get the... well, I'm going to have to hold that thought, as they're actually trying to get on top of the Gnar here. Not sure if they have the burst damage. They do line up those barrels, though, and it is going to be enough. Gideon takes the turret shot, but they make the kill happen in the end.
Yeah.
In their busy schedules, apparently, to take down this objective. And LM was spotted clearing out the ward, so you can see that KT kind of all group up on the top side, and it should be Gideon taking down the second Rift Herald from here. And so, again, just a trade. KT can use this to try to push their advantage from the early game that they have built up for themselves, so feels like a win for them. Although, as you mentioned, getting the stacking Drakes and go to all their different lanes and return to farming, as is the way, I suppose. That's going to be a really nice trouble bubble. They are absolutely going to go for this one, as in comes LM and down goes Hybrid. Just gets caught out underneath the turret. As Closer this time going to hit the Raptors, and actually they are able to trade it back onto Zeus. Or not Zeus, rather, Carrier.
Yeah.
So, actually able to trade 1 for 1, but still feels pretty good. But that's a big barrel.
Yeah, that was scary.
Helping out. Yeah.
If Dove actually had his shuffle available, I think it was just like maybe 2 seconds away there. He could have actually gone for a follow-up Emperor's Divide and maybe caught Closer there. That would have been really nice. Maybe force a flash at least. Don't know about this one, though.
Yeah, instead he just goes straight into the duo of Eddie and... Wow. Teddy and Elem. Eddie and Tellem.
And Carrier can easily collapse in. He's exactly who you want to be on the edge like this, because he can ult in, drag somebody.
Elem and Closer have to be careful to not take too much damage prior to this fight going on. Closer is getting the poke down as the Cannon Barrage is used on a Teddy. He's going to have to cleanse away from that Solar Flare. Doran goes in, and he's not able... Oh, finally takes down Teddy, but the collapse comes in from T1. You can see KT now just trying to separate in all different directions, but that's going to be a couple of kills now going the way of T1, and they will secure that Infernal Drake.
Such a disjointed fight from KT when the dive onto Teddy doesn't blow him up instantly. Everybody has different ideas as to where the next steps of the fight should be, and Doran dies committing to getting the kill, and then everything after that is just a big mess, unfortunately. You know, there's so much synergy between the Lilia and the Azir, because Lilia can come in, set up a big Q, then you could see the Emperor's Divide go off while she's in her stopwatch. Short LCK career is looking for an engage here.
Yeah, they're going to find Zeus in the front. Do they have the damage to burst him down? Well, he's going to be able to flash away from this one, but in goes Zeus and is going to take down Zeus alongside of Closer as the sleep comes in, but it's very lackluster. Just used for disengage and trying to save their team when they were already out of the fight. So the pick goes on to the Leona, and now T1 are looking for more.
I mean, they're going to try.
We're actually having some big trades here over this Mountain Drake, but another trouble bubble is going to hit Zeus. And the amount of roots that they have on the follow-up is just disgusting, as Gideon is trying to make something happen. He gets the sleep on the Teddy, and he actually gets blown up by Hybrid over the wall. Kind of surprised that KT were able to convert on that play.
Yeah, Teddy, I mean, he was very low, and that was a really nice snipe from Hybrid. Nobody's able to block the shot. They just didn't see it coming. And that's not only this Drake here for KT, but they can actually start making a move over to Baron. Teddy's not up for 20 seconds here. It's the majority of the damage. They don't have their smiter, so there's ways you could set for the Baron. I don't think you can finish it here, but you can take that vision away. The advantages T1 had around Baron and that vision are now removed. I mean, starting this is very risky. 5 seconds to the death timers here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they are going to go for it, but... You know, you can bait Carrier into kind of an awkward spot, right? Zeus has to move forward. Carrier sees it. He's like, oh, crap. I'm behind enemy lines. Where do I go? They're going to spot him. Let's see if he can ult his way out of this situation. Nope, he's just thrown right back into the fire. Does a nice amount of damage, but he's all alone against 5. So
they get rid of the Emperor's Divide, but I still don't think this is a fight you can take anymore if you're T1. Carry into position to look for, a grab, kidnap.
Yeah, and this is what you were saying. You have to get in there and figure out, are they doing Baron or not? T1 don't have vision, so somebody's got a front line and check that brush. And more often than not, it ends up being LM. As he gets in, he has to flash away, but he gets the information and a bit of damage onto Dove here, so not all bad for T1. Zeus even getting in there.
But this is, the observers are just showcasing your point, right? It's really, really scary. Okay, they don't know where Keria is.
Oh, I think they do.
They don't see him, but they know he's there.
Yeah. Keria's been playing imposter this whole game.
It wouldn't be the first time he's back there, so
yeah.
Looks like he might have clipped that control ward.
And this is one way that you can win as T1, right? You sit here in the mid lane, and you try not to get poked and allow Closer to do his thing. And you try to land roots from the Senna, try to throw out your own boomerangs and stuff like that. And in fact, they've pushed KT so far away that they're just going to scoop a free Mountain Drape. This is pretty nice for T1.
It's soul point, too, so this ends up being really nice. And not only because Teddy's damage is so high, he gets to do this solo, and they had the scuttle. So he actually gets to do this solo for free, grabs another stack, and they can kind of still stay postured around the Baron.
We do have some nice siege potential, but the Baron is basically already dead. You're running out of time. Zeus is trying to hit his Mega Gnar.
And now you can't engage anymore. Like, what are you going to do? Keria's looking for it.
They're going to find Hybrid in the front line. That's not where you want to be, and they're not quite. Okay, they get him there on the back line. That is how you can win a team fight. Now they're trying to get onto Dove, and they will have the damage to eventually take him out here. As down he will go. Double kill goes to Zeus. As now they're just trying to get out of here, but the trouble bubble's going to land onto the backing Gideon. What are you going to do here?
Blocks, but I don't think you get out of here. Yep. Doran.
Okay, they have the W flash here and pulls in from Keria. It's just a shooting gallery. In goes Zeus with the teleport. He'll be able to clean it up, and that's going to be the ace here, going the way of T1 as they'll try to group up in mid.
Oh, this is such a great fight for T1, and they have pulled this game back from the depths here. What a fantastic fight. And T1, because, look, they don't have control wards, they don't have the vision removed. Like, Keria is literally standing on a ward. But KT's approach here, even while knowing Keria's here, is very difficult. Doran, though.
Doran is doing a great job here, but they're looking to turn it around on him. No. Do they have the damage to cap up?
I think so.
The Uter comes in, and they just catch Doran with his pants down. And that's going to mean that we get the big engage now on the side of Zeus. He built up that Mega Gnar on the Gromp, and this is just domination. They're going to take out all of those carries on the side of KT. Dove does remain, but that's going to be the Mountain Soul now going to T1, and they're in a great place now to win this game.
Oh, yeah. T1 probably for a moment thought, do we just go end the game? We're 38 minutes into this one, and I think T1 should be able to force a fight here to end the game. If they don't want to risk it, they can back away, and like you said, they're in a good position, and that's what they will do. Despite these 3 death timers being still up. No secrets. They're trying to race it.
They're just trying to force it here. And I think it's a little bit desperate. We got the flank coming in from Keria once again. Now, KT have a better front to back this time around, but, this is 2 team fights that T1 have won later, and they have Mountain Soul.
That's right. And Keria is on the left side once again, threatening those flanks.
He's even pushing the wave. He's like, yeah. Let's get some wave control, some lane control.
KT can't take this down anymore. And if they back here, they're in serious trouble. Speaking of trouble, if a trouble bubble hits, that's also a disaster. The vision control here is really nice.
I'd like to see, okay. Yeah, we actually had Dove go back. He's the one guy that went back.
Now he's alone.
Now the teleport, I think they could have turned onto that one, but they're actually going to elect to go into this fight. Zeus does have his Mega Gnar coming on in. The damage not quite there. Big sleep coming in from the Lilia, but as you can see, that front line just gets demolished, but a huge star ultimate into the wall, and they're getting Hybrid once again.
Gideon's still alive here. Element's so low.
They're not able to get Dove either. Look at him. He's got full health. He's trying to get in there.
He's got his ult still.
And
T1 have to leave.
Ooh, yeah, they're just going to have to back away from this one. Take a look at the base of KT as well. The TP is coming in now. And they're just trying to stop the backs. And the Trouble Bubble lands onto the Azir as Keria's going to set up the kill here potentially. Teddy just flashing in. and he will go down.
Oh, what a terrible, terrible disaster here for KT Rolster. They had a fight they definitely could have won. They could have crushed, and yet T1 survive, retreat. Dove comes into the fight so late.
It's still so much damage, even just from a bubble, right? And T1, they're playing this very carefully. That's going to be the sleep coming in, and do we have a front line here? The cleanse will be used from Teddy, and nobody commits from KT after the sleep.
That's not the sleep you want. You have to have a sleep where there's follow-up damage there ready, not a minion wave to go through.
Let's see it. There's the damage, and they nearly clap him with the house from the Gnar as well. The follow-up from Senna, not quite there. They used a lot to try to get onto that guy, especially the Senna ultimate, but still, it's enough to push the Leona out of the fight and secure a free Elder.
And there's no objectives on the map for KT to take. They can't split push. All of the inner turrets are up. There's no inhibitor take equation here. There's no side laning. They're looking for a Baron steal, an Elder steal here with the Cannon Barrage.
Oh, imagine. Imagine.
Blocked.
Yeah, they're just going to wait until it ends. They're not going to take any chances. There's no reason to at all.
He's going to die from the fountain.
Okay, Zeus just trying to make it happen, and he just dies. Not going to be the one. The Emperor's Divide is for disengage, and look at the burn on the backside. Even Hybrid has to use the QSS. They just have to run away, and it's not looking so good. I mean, there's no minion wave. Finally, it's coming in, as T1 will look to end this one on the Elder push.
They're just so desperate to try to get any damage done they can here, but T1's playing with their food a little bit. Carrier. Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of going on a solo mission there. It's going to be the miss on the Paddle Star as well. Is there actually a chance that they don't end this?
Come on, T1!
Zeus rather getting in there. They have the damage to take the one guy out, and Hybrid just gets one shot by the Elder, and they finally make it happen. It was looking a little bit scary, but in 46 minutes, T1 do make the game work and pick up the 2-0 tonight.
Like, I really wanted to watch that and see what the comms would look like in a moment like this, because there is no clear leader. There is no clear one voice. Like, people are calling different things. Information is getting repeated. The comms aren't clean. Like, something that will evolve over time, obviously, for T1, and this is still a fantastic win for them, but you do get a glimpse in that crazy, chaotic moment as to how the comms are going.
Yeah.
And there is no clear leader. That's kind of scary, but hey, 2-0 over KT, brought the telecom war back, Valdez, and this feels like a win over a fairly weaker team, but I think T1 fans should be happy with this. People who want to see more Teddy,
yeah,
I think we might be seeing more Teddy.